Today's the day. It's raining. I wish I had more cover. Like I feel more comfortable with my camera going out there. But little anxiety. It's raining. I got some hens coming and a couple ducks. A duck or two. I've never touched a duck, never had a duck. Don't give a duck. For anyone who is able to watch this, kudos to you. You've seen some of the journey. We don't know where we're going to end up, but we know right now, today, this is what we are doing. This is what we are doing. On the flip side, from a permaculture perspective, I've been looking at a lot of issues with my, what do you call it? It's things that take water from the house, that the water runs down. I'm drawing blanks. I feel like these storms are a lot harder than, like the common storm now is a lot harder than it used to be, for sure. And because of it being so hard, I think it overpowers my gutters. That's the right word. So I don't have to take much investigation. I think just being intentional with what I'm going to end up doing with my gutters and my pond and my water basin. I'm not call it a pond. I feel yesterday somebody told me to blink twice if I'm in trouble. I feel like I'm in trouble. It's just raining. Sorry if it's loud. I did want to record this, and if I get some people in here some feedback, that's cool. But basically, those of you who have joined, it's got to be loud. I'm so sorry for that. I wonder if I could move, but it's coming down. If you want to see the rain. Definitely coming down. So the my friend of a friend is taking a break on her a fowl journey. Some chickens and some ducks, and this has been in the works for some time. And I think she finally said she had enough. And I didn't look at the weather. We just, spoke about today being a good day. For me, it was like, what's the choice? Well, the choice is, said Wednesday or Thursday. I just said Thursday because it gives me an extra day. I had a lot of anxiety. I just want to keep the new birds safe. It's the end of summer. I do have some time, a little bit of time I'm going to be spending away from the house. And I just want to keep them safe until they get acclimated. Probably overthinking it, which is okay, but I've never had a duck. The chickens, they're a little bit on the designer side, so I think I am going to have to face the fact that these are not going to be the same flock, but we'll see how it goes. It would be nice to just have one flock, but it also may be nice to have some redundancy because my flock has not been behaving in the way I wanted to, so I built all these new systems, and because of some of the design, I feel like I'm creating a new problem. So one of the problems is I'm noticing Mainly one of my hens go broody. I'm used to only one hen going broody. I've kind of seen about two to three this year, and this one that's in solitary right now, which almost messed up this plan with the ducks. This one actually, this is like a third or fourth time going broody this year. So I just, when I catch it, I'm better about taking the eggs um, out of the nesting box, like early afternoon. Once I know everybody has laid, I give them the okay. I say, yo, y'all good, and then I kind of, I let them out. So I'm juggling like a bunch of different, um, I wouldn't say problems, but based on what's up, Lily? Based on what I do, if I do one thing, there's one effect. So like leaving them in until everybody has laid seems to be contributing to certain hens going broody. But on the flip side, if I let them out early and everyone has not laid, they tend to look for a new spot to lay. So it's a combination of the size of the coop and only having two nesting boxes, and then just the demeanor of the hens that aren't getting along with each other. I think that one of my hens goes into defensive mode, which pushes her into the nesting box, and that kind of triggers her to be broody. So maybe just, maybe she would do better with the new hens until they come back, until they come back together. So I'm just on watch right now, communicating through my sister. It is more of my sister's friend who's bringing these hens. It looks like the rain has slowed down, so I don't think my phone will get wet. So we're gonna assume the position. So what's up, everybody? How are you? Um, though it looks like I'm in danger, I wouldn't classify myself. I just swiped out of the whole app. I don't know how I did that. Okay. So now that we have Florida weather, it goes from hot to a extremely hard and fast storm to nothing, and it all happens like that. And then the sun comes back out. Not normal, and I need an appropriate response for it. I need to understand how to catch water better. Um, all of this research has to do something. The hens are drying themselves off, and I'm sure they patiently are waiting. I got my big bird, you know. I don't mind the rain, but ever so often when I'm gonna be working out in rain, I get my big bird suit on. Hi, bird. You know, little Sesame Street fun. Alright, I'm pretty sure my sister's going to text me if the deal's still on. It has to be on because I'm not ready. Let's be honest. I'm just using one of my systems. The idea is that I'm gonna keep the hens quarantined. The question that I first have is, are the ducks? And I don't know the equipment that she's handing over to me. And I also did already start taking down my coop. But what I can do is I can let Caesar out of there. Caesar actually looks like she's good to go. So I'll probably end up letting Caesar out. And that way I could use that portable situation for if my friend tells me that those birds should be separate. Because I don't know how she's been keeping them. I could assume that the climate is roughly the same. I mean, it's not that far from here, 50 minutes. It's different agriculture zone, but pretty much the same. I would like to grow what they grow down there, though. Um, so yeah, we're just waiting it out now. We are just waiting it out. Everything looks nice and happy that it got watered. They don't care about the violence, how the rain came down. I'll be right back. Let me just go to my driveway. All right. The chickens look like they're waiting too. Yeah, they are waiting. They are waiting. I don't know where the rest of them are though, but I I don't know. I get nervous about these things. I think maybe it's healthy to let younger kids like acclimate to these birds, like touch them. I feel like when I first touched a bird, there was all this resistance. Like I was like, ooh, I don't know, what was it gonna do to me? It wasn't gonna do anything. So I'm just awaiting. I'm awaiting a rush of quack quack. I was saying yesterday, it's like the only duck I knew is Daffy, Donald. That's about it. That's all I got. And the timing is interesting. I'm having all these feelings about what next. A year ago, I was going in the other direction. I was going to get rid of chickens, or just let them age themselves out. And now I'm thinking of doubling up. My chicken math is multiplying, not dividing. Looks like they are trying to dry themselves off. Ooh, this thing is getting hot. This big bird costume is getting hot. Yeah, it did keep me. I was already wet from earlier, so yeah. Other than that, I'm just ready. Just ready. My chicken coop. I'll show you guys what I've been working on and where we are. My freaking phone, the tripod is like going crazy right now, but okay. So that doesn't look like a coop much anymore. Um, Taken down piece by piece, and we are almost where we need to be with it. I was thinking today, like, what do I want to do, because what you can't see. So I'll try to explain. I always love pointing in here. Like I'm always trying to find the perfect shot and point at the same time. So this garden is very performant over here, and you can see those green uh, fence posts, metal fence posts. So as we go this way, still doing great. This herb row right here is doing amazing, and because it rained, I probably will not water that thing the whole week because I don't water that much. I got a new row that's coming right where you see the cardboard, and then um, so there's this. I won't run into it because it's not made. It's not like any hard fence. But right here is, if I shake it, maybe you can see a little bit. So when we go this way, I don't want any structure to be in the way of me hitting going through that gate right there. So once the structure is down, we're still gonna need a fence to kind of keep everyone out of the garden, and likely this will be a good side to have an entrance on. And I already have like a bigger opening over there if I was doing something like a wheelbarrow. So so far so good, but I can't just bring the thing down because when I do let the chickens out in the afternoon, um, they will tear up my garden. So I do have a gardenless, a chickenless garden, not a gardenless chicken. Um, but yeah, you guys can get a shot of the chickens. TNT moms, if you're still here, we gotta talk about that internet because it ain't going great. It's not going great. My internet it's choppy. It's choppy. I don't want to out any company, but I should just stay exactly where I am. Oh, I'm glad you're still here. Yeah, I turned off the repeater. Now the um I don't know how you would call it, but when I check the speed when I'm on the phone, you could check it like via my phone app, the Wi-Fi. You could, if I get close to it, you could see that the speeds are really high, but not where I expect them to be as you start walking away from it. And I thought it was I still think it's the repeater that's kind of jacking it up. But I unplugged the repeater today to see if my internet improved. But I still think I'm not happy. The way that the router works, it kind of automatically scales the gigahertz. So if you're on like a 2G or 5G connection, and the one before it, you kind of locked into the 5G, and you, so I don't know if it's that, but we shall see. Okay, tired of getting messages for Google storage. Just get out of the business, Google. Just get out of the business. That's what you don't want to do. Stop bothering people. All right, where's everyone at? Think I could let Caesar out? Because I think I'm gonna want that too. Okay. I see that in there. I'm missing one of you guys, and I don't know. I'm missing one of you guys. But that's just because I kind of want to close my fence to the front. That way I don't have to do any crazy search later on. But I'm gonna let Caesar out, see what she does. So Caesar is a not a pure breed. It's the only hen to ever hatch out on the property. That's what makes her special. What all these other hens don't know that bully her is that the reason why they're here is because she's here. Because when I only was successful with hatching out one, um, ain't really gonna be fun to raise one hen with other big hens around. So I went to get more. And here in New York, you got to get a minimum of 6 fowls. So I didn't want ducks at the time. Ironically, here we are getting ducks. And I got 6 more at that point. So all of the black ones, well, except for one, so 4 of the black ones and one of the gold ones are because of Caesar. But Caesar's a blue egg layer, and she has a different demeanor. She's not a bully. She's like, she likes to go into the library and read books, long literature pieces. I don't freaking know. I'm gonna let her out. She's been in there for 2 days. She's been safe. There's food and water in there. But this is what I do to break the broodiness. It's been definitely been working this year. And okay, so Caesar's out. The thing that she can do to show me that she's ready to be out and stay out is to just do normal chicken stuff and scratch around and not look for some eggs to sit on. But I almost made the mistake that I did last time because we had a little quick solitary moment last week or week before. I didn't take out the eggs from the. So let me go just get the eggs real quick. I seen her make a run for it. I should have doubled down and closed the run. I'm actually gonna do that. I'll show you guys. So and let's be clear. Um, Maybe it does look confusing. I try not to treat my hens as pets. I just try to give them good care, and we work together to harvest things. Obviously, I get something out of the deal. I get compost out of the deal, and I try to keep them safe and alive. Okay, so she's fully locked out of the coop now. So she has no choice but to do chicken things that does not revolve around being broody right now. So she should be okay. And I don't know what kind of carrier. I don't know how this is gonna go. Right now, my chickens are out. If the chance that things don't go well when the new birds come, I'll put them away. I don't want them to interact at all. I don't want. Well, I want a verbal interaction. I don't want anything physical, because I've seen a lot of gang violence and people get stomped out here. Don't start none, it won't be none. And I kind of I know who I got my money on, and I wouldn't want you guys to see that. I really would not. You guys, I would not want anyone to watch a hen like basically kick another hen in the head without, pecking is one thing. When they get into the like Michael Jackson, they, they out, like, yeah, it gets bad. Let me go put these eggs inside. So they're just walking back and forth. My tripod is sorry for the phone swings. I know people are gonna be coming in and out of here. I'm not doing anything that's amazing, but if you do have questions, uh, or you want to hang out, say hi, let me know you're here. Let me know your heart's beating. Um, I'm all right with that. I have some really interesting projects coming up, and we'll just, as I see fit, I will film these little nuggets. Invaluable. This is like the Discover card. This is priceless. Absolutely priceless. So priceless that I'm thinking of putting a price on them. But it is hard to get what I'll call the common folk. It's pretty hard to get people to understand um, the difference between raising uh, broilers, like, meat chickens, versus egg layers, and just the value. Um, I was doing a little bit of research earlier, and I've realized that for years I have a very accurate, up to date, immediate reaction to the data that's going on. So I know what I'm saying is I know how many eggs that I expect. I know when the number goes up or down. I get an alarm, like, in my head. If I see 2 eggs in multiple days, alarm goes off. What does that mean? That could mean that my hens found somewhere else to lay. Um, it could mean that there's something that I'm doing that might be unsafe or irregular. Uh, that ain't good, right? Um, and the same, if I get alarmed if I see pretty much the same amount of hens that I have. If I see that number in multiple days in eggs, I'm like, wow, what have I been doing? So it goes both ways. But that type of information and data it's immediate data, it's recent data, and I feel like I'm getting to the phase where I wish I had, but also there's a future. I wish that I could have more historical data so that I can make better decisions. And I think now is like the perfect time to start um, doing so. I started being better about my worms and kind of making like a ledger of all my not interventions but interactions. Like today, I went in my worm bin, um, and I'm making this up as I'm going along. I'm not reading this from anywhere. That's again what this year was about, is really thinking, trying to figure out how I think, and not taking all the systems that you could find on YouTube and turn into something, but my system, right? And did my worms look healthy? Did I check in a adequate amount of time from the last time I fed them? Moisture in the worm bin, like, so what am I doing so that I could just get better and better and better? My worms are getting to the point where they're looking up at me and saying, "You're doing a great job, man. Just keep it going, keep it going." And then I'm not rushing to an intervention, seeing if things could right themselves. Like, even one of my hens, I've been noticing a little bit of the fur in the back is ripped out. There was some poop back there, and I'm thinking more about, okay, well, I need to probably try to figure out how to make the more dry in the run, since I'm keeping them in there half day. It's got to be contributing to it, right? Now I'm keeping them in there to make sure that, first and foremost, we have the appropriate egg relationship. I want them to start taking advantage of me, right? Because then the whole thing doesn't make sense. I'm not here to be taken advantage of. I'm here to have a coordinated relationship, and so that makes sense. Now, there's a downside to me doing that. Man, my whole tripod just gave up the stand. Oh my god! Wish you guys could see this. But yeah, what was I saying? So I think this doesn't work if you're going to be taken advantage of. This doesn't work if I'm going to be treating them like pets. That doesn't work for me. The only thing I'll give them as far as being respected is I'll give them a proper burial. I'll, yeah. But the whole like pet thing, and when I have gone through those cycles when a hen had to be no longer, um, not that I've ever made that choice. I've made the choice, but it was based on an attack. We had a killer goose come down, and if this sounds like I'm making it up, I'm not. I have video evidence of the goose. Still, the investigation has kind of subsided, but the stark findings are there. A goose is responsible for busting open. What's that channel? That guy who does the prison music goes busting. A goose busted open the back of my hand, and I saw all of everything. And it wasn't a pleasant sight. And I jumped into action once it kind of dawned on me what happened. I made sense of it. And the only thing I had was a metal, aluminum, or steel garbage top. Probably is steel. And all I did was fling it like a frisbee. The goose flies away, and I'm left with the hen who wants to continue to try to eat while everything is ripped open. And I just collected all the other hens and let them say their goodbyes, and then I had to do what I had to do. Let me go bring these eggs inside though before I start cracking something. All right, I'm back. Thanks for hanging out. Caesar is still looking good right now. I'll let you see what she's doing. That's her back there. So today I was doing some research. This is a pickaxe, Matic. really want to get a. I always watch these guys like John Dai in Thailand, and he has a. I always see them like building ponds, and I don't think I need this tool. I think it's just the most efficient tool for what I'm trying to accomplish. And I think it's called like a field hoe. Really excited about getting this field. I might even just get this part and then buy the rest of it, like the handle. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a boring live. This is a peek into my boring life. I haven't seen too much drama in a while, so that doesn't bode well. Oh well, sorry. Just trying to live my life. Okay, it looks like we're in clear skies now. I'll look up there. Look at that. Don't need any filters on that. That's just pretty. When I went inside to hand the eggs to my wife, I look in the front yard and I just see one hen out there just doing her rounds. So I guess everyone is accounted for. Do get annoyed with the count. I ain't gonna lie. Is that you back there? Ooh, got a low flyer. You got scared. I saw you. I saw you. You got scared. We had a low flyer. I don't know what that was. It was a hawk on the move. Yeah, that's the other thing with having more birds. I'm a little nervous that the tendencies of these birds are going to set the alarm off with when it comes to hawks. Birds of prey, I should say. Don't be so mean to the hawk. Hawk ain't the only one out there. Oh yeah. Oh, so I am excited to. Guess I'll take you guys back over to the garden. This is all long and drawn out. Never realized this hen has like white feet, like at the bottom, like white. All right. Okay. Didn't want to do this on stream, but I guess I got to. Sorry, I was just tightening my tripod, whatever this thing is called. Okay. Feel like being in front of the camera nowadays. I feel like I'm taking a picture at the DMV. I'm just super uncomfortable. And it's not because I have a problem being on camera. I have this like dull look. Like, yeah, no one's really gonna interact. Okay. Look at the job I've done, man. This is what I want to document. And I guess these beans and see what phase these beans are in. I'm gonna go around and go into the garden. Okay, I made it. I'm on this side now. Uh, yeah, I was just gonna check on these beans. I'm so far from the camera that I can't tilt it. So probably not the best shot. Let me see. Let me see. Ah, okay. Okay. There we go. A little tilted. Inside this row, right here, is all pinto beans. I'm real. I love pinto beans. I actually don't. Um, I just had some and said, let me just have a successful grow, and we'll store it. I'm just super surprised. So what I researched is that these beans, when they're ready to pick to store, um, they're gonna make like a little rattle sound, meaning that the pod is dried out enough, and they're almost there. And at that point, my plan is to just cut off the top, leave the roots in the ground, add some compost, and move on to whatever we're planting in that bed for the fall. I see some weeds that have popped up with the for this the good kind, because it's mostly like lamb's quarter, and the lamb's quarter, I think that's lamb's quarter. Let me go check. Okay, that's not lamb's quarter. That's like in the amaranth family, but because I kind of let them do their thing, they have vined up. Didn't expect that. I did see when I was looking at the seed pack, it spoke about the pinto beans being more of a sprawling. I don't know if it used the word sprawling or there was another word that was used, but that's what I see from it. It grew up and then it kind of just like grew out. It didn't bush as much as I would expect a bush bean. So next time if I grew these, maybe I would potentially put some stakes around and then run like maybe a string line just to keep the growth like up off the ground, probably a little bit more healthy. Um, it also doesn't seem to be aging at the same time. There's definitely some different colors of greens. So I'm guessing if we're in early August, this will probably go to like the end of the month. and then I'll be ready to put something in that whole bed. But a very successful planting of beans, and if you plant it, it's gonna taste better. So we'll just go with that theory. But over here, I have never grown Scotch bonnet peppers. That's what this first, when my hand is right about right there, right there. That's a Scotch bonnet, and I already trellised this other. I don't have my knife. I'm kind of surprised how much um, these peppers need trellising, or just some sort of stability. No, I wouldn't say trellising. They just need some stability. So there's Scotch bonnet there, and then right behind it is jalapeno. And some of the jalapenos, they're in like the 4 inch. They're like 4 inches, and they're growing so strong. I mean, I know I did a good job of adding some compost. Hey, Carolyn, I did a good job of adding some compost, but I did not expect for the peppers to do that good. Let me see if I could zoom in for you. I'm kind of over this fence. Let's see. Okay, Carolyn, I'm doing like what was supposed to be an exciting stream. We started in the rain. Okay. So can't really see the Scotch bonnet. The way they grow is like under the leaves. Um, but maybe you could just take the phone off the tripod. Okay, I'll do that. Thanks. Okay. So I don't know if you can still. So those are the Scotch bonnets. They're green. But so what I was saying is these are two separate plants. So you see like the jalapenos right here. It would be nice to stake this Scotch bonnet, and maybe the jalapeno would give that a little bit more air. This is its cousin jalapeno, and you can see the size that this is making. Oh my God! Oops, that one had to come off. So this is what we're working with. I'll give you. So this is my face, and this is the size of the jalapeno. So that's crazy. I don't know what. Okay, this is the size of the jalapeno. Pretty big, and it was ready because I usually clip these off, but I didn't even get the chance to. I touched it and it kind of just fell. I have these little Tabasco peppers too. These little, so they look pretty ornamental because you got the greens and then you got the reds. Um, and I come out here just about every other day and pick some tomatoes. There's some red ones down there. These are all cherry, but just to give you a shot. Now I'm working on this trellis because though these stakes were a good idea, um, my line that I tied the rope was not. I did not do a good job of tying these. They're doing what they can to hold up the tomato, but as you can see, this tomato is already up to here, so it's taller than me already. It's already taller than 6 feet. So I'm gonna see if we can go up to maybe 8 or 9 feet, and that way we'll just get more, more and more tomatoes. I do clip off the shoots, the suckers. I clip those off like in the elbow joint all the time. So they're pretty much growing on the main stem, and they look really healthy. and we'll probably be getting tomatoes um, until mid fall. I would assume. And the higher I do it, maybe I'll actually make the line just keep going and whatever I gotta do. Use some zip ties and but yeah, those are going pretty good. I am gonna pick some of the tomatoes because it's good to pick when you guys are on here. No, look at this lemongrass. Oh, it just smells so good. So the lemongrass smells amazing, but I have not done anything with this plant yet. But it is looking very pretty, and this is lemon balm, but it smells like lemongrass oil. It smells just like the lemongrass oil. Okay, so we are harvesting. So I definitely like to harvest the ones that's close to the ground because if our little friends, anybody that's gonna come by, that's gonna be the easy ones for them to grab. And not that I don't want them to get it, but I don't want them to make a habit of it. That's sort of where I'm at with that. So there's only 4 plants here, and I already have more than enough to feed the family. Like I said, every other day we don't eat tomatoes that much. I'm not making any sauces or anything. Um, man, this when it's all said and done and the coop comes down, I'm gonna have to entertain cutting back this mulberry because this one is gonna be over everything. So when it does have a good year, which this year didn't seem like it, it's gonna this whole thing is just gonna be mulberry seeds, and I'm gonna be dealing with so many suckers or germination coming up, little seedlings. So that's one. The other thing is the amount of sun. Not that I do want sun, and I do like the fact that I have some sort of sunny spot and then a non-sunny spot. So like this over here, there is nothing protecting this area from the sun, and that's kind of why I went with the plants that I went with. That's why when once the spring left, that's why a lot of this lettuce is bolted. It's there still because of laziness. I wonder how it actually tastes because I could imagine it still tastes edible, at least for me. I'm not like a foodie. I'm not a foodie. Um, but yeah, oh, let me go check on this one plant. Made me think about it yesterday when I went to the library. Okay, I had potted up some dogwood, Sousa dogwood, and it looks like, oh man, oh no. I'm glad I came to check. One was tipped over. Yeah, these need a little bit more respect than I'm giving it right now. Okay, so these Carolyn, good question. I am not gonna be putting this coop up in a new area. I'm gonna be reclaiming the wood. This coop, okay. Let me. Hopefully you're still here and I didn't miss the timing for the question. But this coop is a nice size. A part of my style of working with animals and working with, let's just call it agriculture. Or systems, earthy, earthy systems. When if you If you keep animals in one spot, the problem is that you have to dispose of everything that they do in there. Like, you have to figure that out. And then you have to bring all of the food to them, because the likelihood of them destroying the area that they're in with the constant rotation of the poop. So, like, look at like a cow feedlot, and they're just standing. And I'm not saying that to get into conventional farming chaos. I'm saying that my design system, it becomes harder if I have a massive coop. Okay, for TNT moms is the my connect to these rescue hens right now. So she said 15 minutes. Okay, that's cool. So this coop, I'm gonna be honest with you, the coop that is there could probably house, the way that I operate, I'd say 50 birds. I say 50 birds because I'd give them enough space and land, but they will tear up an area, you know. So one of the benefits of getting more birds right now is that I can observe how fast it takes for them to tear up an area, maybe an area that I want to tear up. Um, Maybe they can help me like they used to go and reclaim some of these spots, or when the garden needs to kind of finish, they go in there and they clean it all up for me and they leave that good fertilizer. So there's opportunities there. But as far as having a stable coop that's not moving, I don't know if I'm interested in that kind of a system. So I just don't think that makes sense. I was watching Salty Dog, who's a very a cool growing content creator from the South, former a veteran who, I kind of watched his channel grow from, he was really quiet in the beginning, wasn't much smiles, it was just therapeutic. So kind of aligned in that. I'm not a veteran, but as far as like the whole therapeutic and just, you know, just what you get. But he's definitely doing his thing. And I watched his video, I think it was from today. He showed his coop. So he's going in the direction of a Tajma coop. He's going in a direction where the coop is humongous and he's able to walk in it, right? So let's, for starters, when I watched this video, the first thing I thought to myself was, one of the issues with me walking in a coop is I'm gonna have to build a coop that has a lot more material. And I continue to watch his video, and what he showed tells me that my system, my philosophy, I'm in the right direction. He said even though he had this huge coop, when he had two roosting bars, and when he went in the coop in the evening, he said he saw, it was, I think, well, he has 18 hens. He said 12 of them were on like one part of the bar, so they just shrunk all the way in. So I was, continue to watch, because I'm questioning if there's value with being able to walk into your coop and manage it in that way versus keeping it off the ground. I've always thought that keeping it off the ground has its bonuses, because for one, the base of my coop doesn't have the opportunity to be flooded. The underneath does. When it's sunny out, that can be an area that the hens go underneath. And you could make that area more pleasant, which I need to work on that, because I think I did not finish my plan, and might have made it too dark underneath there, and that's why they don't frequent there. But they do know that that's the entrance to the tunnel. It does keep them out of the elements. It keeps them out of the wind. Now, would a tall coop like a shed also provide that and keep them out? It would, but I tend to think that my hens have a lot easier access. And I want to size my coop to the amount of hens that I have. And if I need more, maybe I have multiple systems of redundancy. That's kind of like how I think of it. Maybe they could share a run eventually, but then you have they have options to go from one, coop, smaller coop. Because if I want to move the coop, it wouldn't be much for me to put the coop I have on wheels and move that around, and that would be more ideal for me. And I'm even questioning right now if that tiny coop is big enough to add the ones that I have, and I don't think so. I think we kind of may have missed the mark with like one, but it all depends. They may get in there. I do think I need an additional nesting box, just because I've observed my hens go from three to two, and I was using the math of other YouTubers that said you need one nesting box per 10 hens. I don't have 10 hens, so I'm like, I have two, but maybe my hens, maybe they got a little bit more booty. Maybe. There's just it's just something to learn. But I think I need another one. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, you never know. Maybe something will happen. I'll lose a few, and then that size works. Maybe it'll work. Maybe I just need to put another bar in there, so that they can be more comfortable in there. But nonetheless, I wanted to save that coop because not because it's practical, because I was emotional about it, because I spent a lot of time building it. Not so much designing it. It was a basic design. Once I realized that I wanted to do 32 square foot because a piece of plywood is 4 by 8. I had a van at the time that I could fit 4 by 8 boards in plywood, and once I just thought through making a solid base and getting it off the ground, everything else came easy because I kind of built it how you just would a house or a shed. Um, yeah, definitely built it, over constructed it, and that's why it's taking a little bit longer to take down. But I want to harvest the materials correctly because I can envision, maybe I could build a rooster coop, you know, and maybe that rooster coop allows for me to hatch out some birds. Who knows? Not that I don't want a rooster again, but it probably will happen at some point. At least now my kids are older, and I forgot that I actually did close the door, so they're probably all hanging out here because they can't go inside. So let me go open that door because I don't like to keep them uh, not being able to get inside. I just did it for Caesar. Where's Caesar? Caesar's right here. Right there. Come, Caesar. Come. Yeah, I need to be outside in the coolness and cool her spirit down. Um, how you guys been? So I didn't remember. I didn't remember. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't remember. So they all walking the Green Mile now. Yeah, they don't need a Garmin. They have their own schedule, and I do think that if I can improve something, if I'm gonna start taking this stuff serious, I gotta use them as my wake up call. I gotta wake up before them and you know align with their needs and activities from when they get up, making sure that they get water when they need to. They probably would produce more eggs. Um, I kind of just I do my activities, first and foremost, and then I double down and do theirs. As long as I have water in the coop or it's reachable, I don't really worry. Well, not in the coop. I never keep water in the coop. Which I also saw that on Salty Dog's channel. He putting water, which makes sense when they wake up, but it also you're adding moisture and smells. The only smell that's coming out of my coop is poop. Not even a heavy smell of poop, so I shouldn't say that. But um, what I've learned is the keeping chickens is one thing, but attracting animals that will be attracted naturally because that's where the buffet is at. That's the other. So you have a ever flowing buffet of all the stuff you're giving them. You're giving the hens grains and chicken feed or food scraps, and once the temperatures change, all the animals know that there's less out here. So they smell that. They come from far and wide. They hop whatever Greyhound bus they want to, and they come, and they don't automatically know that they're stealing, but they will try. They will try to break in. Uh, TNT moms text me on the phone. Come by. But yeah, so we'll let them dry out. Do a little dry. Little Harlem. They be doing the Harlem. I think the Harlem Shake was taken from the, all of that was taken from actually chickens. There's a whole thing where I think chickens. It's like deeply ingrained in our culture. A lot of rappers dish chickens or talk about chickens. A lot of flock language, and we need to fight back. We need like a, a civil rights group to help protect the legacy and the culture of chickens, of hens. Yay, yay. Okay, we're like T minus probably 10 minutes away from the new birds coming. I think I'll just leave the camera running in a wide shot. I might come and talk. I don't know what to expect. Like I said, I wish I could take you through the whole thing. I have no idea what the current owner is going to bring, transport them in, or anything. So it'll be really interesting for me. But I will tell you, I will fill you in and tell you all about it. Um, yeah, but the weather held up. The sky is actually insanely beautiful right now. We did get to harvest. We did get to harvest something. So yeah, I gotta figure this YouTube thing out because I'm no longer having as much fun as I was having like before. I don't know if it's my expectations, but I'm thinking of just getting a lot more serious about my my permaculture, and that doesn't necessarily mean I need a camera. All right, I'm guessing Caesar already went inside. Let's just go see if I'm gonna go check to see if she went in the nesting box because that was I think 10 minutes. the stream. 10 minutes.
10 minutes and you're done with your stream?
Huh?
10 minutes and you're done with your stream?
10 minutes and she should be here. Oh. Huh?
Wait for the kids to finish their stream.
With all I got going on.
What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat?
Okay, guys. I guess I'm gonna be ending this stream. Uh,
Tell them what you want to eat. Tell them what you want to eat.
I gotta figure out. You didn't try to take care of it. You came out here to ask me.
What you want to eat.
Thanks for joining the stream. I'll probably go back on stream when everything and give you a sneak peek of the ducks. So I'll film a video and do an upload. Thanks so much for hanging out, working through my anxiety with this. Peace.